Minority Report. You guys are coming out of the box kind of strong. You're coming off the film a little bit. So kind of what's the jumping in point for the audience?
It takes place in the same world as the film, but we build on it and we really carry on. You don't have to have seen the film to enjoy the show, but if you have, there are a ton of Easter eggs and it's really expanding that world.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about it is, the last act of the film, you have sort of Samantha Morton and Tom Cruise working together in this precog, and you didn't really get to sort of see the precog, the humanity of the precog in the movie, and I think that's something that the series does really well.
In the movie, the precogs are obviously the center of pre-crime, but they're the kind of computer at the heart of it. He liberates the one, Agatha, and we're taking the tack of, well, what would it be like to be a precog post-pre-crime, still having these visions, but trying to act on them on your own, live in the world. So it's kind of a fun, different take on that. It's very character-driven.
It also feels like that's not cool to be a precog, like you're not supposed to be part of that anymore.
They live in secret. They have to live in anonymity. After pre-crime ended at the end of the film, there's that amazing shot in the film that kind of pulls out of their cabin where these three characters who are almost like walking fetuses who had no life other than living in the milk bath now have to learn to be human. And watching that, I thought that was the moment where it clicked, and we started talking about what happens next. What happens if you're one of those three people who's haunted by that, now has to live secretly, and yet you see murders. Do you just run away, or do you try to engage, do you try to act? And then there's the fun of what's it like to be someone who's preternaturally a genius but has absolutely no social skills because you were never raised with people.
Yeah. And what's fun, what Vega's character, Meagan Good's character, who's a cop, has to team with Stark's character, who is a precog. But in the movie, there was an infrastructure in place. There was due process, and you could arrest somebody. These two have to team up without any type of judicial infrastructure and kind of stop crimes in the margins without also being detected. So it's a great challenge for them, not to mention the writers on the show to come up with this and keep it going. So,
and then the other huge part in the fun challenge for us is thinking, okay, yes, that plus it's 50 years from now.
Oh, that, yes.
And the fun that the movie had with it, we're following that legacy. We have to be thinking about that in terms of everything. You can't just have a cell phone. You have to think, what's that next iteration of
Can't just kill somebody with a gun. There's lightsabers available.
Damn, you've given it away.
And that's what makes the procedural really interesting, because procedurals have gotten really stayed down to be able to play with that future tech and future crime. So you can have unpredictable and surprising twists in the procedural stories. That's what's great about it.
Yeah, we don't start with a dead body. We start with there's somebody who's going to die in 36 hours. How do we stop it without leaving too many fingerprints?
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of that reverse of the traditional detective genre in that way.
What were some of the challenges in trying to create it for television versus the movie? Everybody knows.
Production, first of all, scope and visual effects and all that, and how do you I've worked for Steven for 20 years. This is the first film that he directed that we were making as a television show, and it kept all of us up at night to okay, well, you want to sort of do it justice, but you have television money. We had great money from Fox, but it's, how you sort of do those production tricks to make it look as big as a movie when you have television money. But we had a great visual effects company named Coast Effects, which did great production designer and DP and director that sort of gave it that cinematic look.
And it's come so far that you can just, you can achieve that now on television. We see it all the time. It has that kind of epic scope, but the ability to dig deeper and really live with these characters going forward and explore some of those themes that the movie was able to only touch on, because the precogs were they were the system, they were the computer pre-crime, and everyone remembers Samantha Morton from that film, but now the ability to live with that longer and explore that world more, so that we can do the things they did 10 years later, and given what technology's become. So from touch screens that we saw in that film, and now the gestural interfaces from the film. Now we can evolve that into three-dimensional space. What's it like when you have retinal on the faces? What's it like, we have, and the effects that we've been able to sort of bring in to realize that have been really exciting.
I see two trends in procedurals right now. Odd couple procedurals like Sleepy Hollow, Yourself, or Lucifer, and then I see movie continuations like Limitless, Rush Hour, You Guys Again. How do you differentiate between, or how do you stand out in this trend?
Well, that's a good question, because Max and I want to resist the automatic forced romantic coupling. That could happen down the road, but it's not something we're setting out to do. We want them to be an odd couple and follow the logic of it. He's a precog. He hasn't dated. He may be a virgin. We don't know. She's a cop, and teaming them together and see what would happen. We're trying to make it realistic. They're going to have fun together. It's a lot of humor in the show, so we'll end up going there with it. But it's not. I think it's a fresh take on the couple, because it's not a forced banter. It comes from the characters.
Can you talk about? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was nodding in affirmation.
Okay. Can you talk about the cast and what they bring to the roles?
The cast is really exceptional. We've put together an amazing cast. The role of that Stark Sands plays, Dash, one of the precogs, who's really kind of our initial point of view character as a precog. It's an incredibly difficult role, because you've got someone who you have to portray this person who's an adult human living in a world in the future, who spent the first 15, 18 years of his life essentially a vegetable hooked up to a machine, and now he's come out and his desire to connect with people meets the impediment of the fact that he can see murders and the murders of the people around him before it happens, and so the complexity of that role is insane, and he does it with charm, and it's really amazing. And Meagan Good balancing that out as this shrewd, kind of hard-driving detective who has a sort of her own sort of haunted kind of history that she's seeking to sort of get beyond, and the two of them working together and redeeming each other has been amazing. And then Laura Regan and as Agatha, and Wilmer Valderrama, who's the most charming guy you will ever meet. It's pretty amazing,
And Laura has this sort of ethereal, maternal quality to her that's just amazing when you see it in the pilot. And hard role to follow up from Samantha Moore. She does a pretty awesome job of it.